On today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the brand new Air Warriors The Walking Dead Andreas rifle. Spot's going to be having a look at a few of these in the next several videos. These are comic-inspired Walking Dead, essentially suction dart firing guns. It includes 8 suction darts, a clip, and scope, and comes to us from the folks over at Buzz Bee Toys. On the side of the package, and actually it's something that you're going to be consistently seeing with all of the other guns that we're going to be having a look at, is that you see the comic-themed, comic-designed characters from The Walking Dead. It also blasts up to 72 feet, although I don't think Spot's going to have 72 feet to work with, but I'll show you how it works when we get this out of packaging. Spin around the back of the package, by the way, and it shows you several of the features. It shows you how to operate it. It shows bolt lever action, removable scope, again, blasts up to 72 feet, and then on the side here, some of the other guns that we're going to be having a look at as well. The Walking Dead Carl's revolver, Abraham's M16, and Rick's shotgun. Down below as well, there is Buzz Bee Toys. You can check out more from them as well. And you can check out more from the folks over at Skybound. Skybound Entertainment at skybound.com. Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this opened up and out of packaging. And when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the new Walking Dead Air Warriors Andreas rifle. There's more heading away, guys. Don't go anywhere. When you get Andreas rifle out of packaging, you get yourself 8 individual shooting darts. They are a soft styrofoam with a suction cup tip. When I was younger, playing with other children who had these, a lot of times what they would do is they would lick they would lick the suction cup to make sure that these actually would hit the wall. That would also usually mean that the children playing with them would likely not be borrowing their ammunition for their own guns. Don't lick these. That's gross. But you could probably use some water or whatnot. And actually, you know what? They stick well enough without use of moisture that really licking these, don't do that. That's gross. Just don't do that. But you get 8 of these. They, once again, are soft styrofoam, so they're not going to do a lot of damage. Be mindful, however, of your area when you're firing these indoors. You don't want to be hitting the vase, mom's vase, or the prized vase that nobody is allowed to touch. Be careful of that. Don't hit the family dog. Don't hit your little brother and sister. They're going to cry, and mom's going to get really angry with you. So be very mindful of shooting these. Even though they're not going to really hurt anybody, still be aware. They will fit into this magazine clip. The clip is not removable just yet, as I'll show you why in a second. But as for the rifle itself, it's quite a spectacle of a firing dart gun. It looks really good. And all the Walking Dead guns that we're going to be looking at in the next series of reviews all have the same color motif, primarily a red gun with accents of orange, white, a little bit of black, and primarily your magazine clip or ammunition bay of the guns are in yellow. There's also a sniper little targeting scope. We can slide that off. You can probably hear a ratcheted sound as we pull that off. And there is actually, here it is right there, there's my finger. There's a targeting scope actually in there. So you can see whatever you're firing. That little Mikey comes out from the neighborhood, maybe down the street, the house down the street. You're lining him up. Bam! Okay, again, be very careful firing these. But there's like there's a little indentation or a little button inside here that when you line it up to these little slots, you'll get a ratcheted sound, and it'll also lock the scope in place as well. The scope won't go anywhere until you slide it off once again, and just slide it back into place. Other things on here as well is that you have your bolt lever on the back, which will be for detaching the magazine clip as well as loading every single time, because it's working like a real rifle. You got your button on the back here as well, and you've got your button release here as well. Now, me pressing the button try as I may, it will not release the magazine. There's a reason for that. Exactly the same as a regular rifle. Bring up the bolt lever, bring it all the way back till it locks into place. And now, what could not have been released, simply press the button on the underside of the magazine. Bingo bango, you've got your magazine coming out. They do a good, one thing I like though is that they put an arrow on the front, or on the sides I should say, telling you which way to load the magazine. I'm sure have to tell you as well, when loading it, making sure the suction cup is facing the same way as the actual barrel of the rifle. Simply take your suction cup darts, fill them in, and it'll fit all 8. I will not probably fill all 8, but you'll see for the most part how easy they are to fill. So there's 3. We'll do 3 for the time being. And we'll just move the other darts out of the way. Now you can go ahead and put it back into the undercarriage, snap it into place, and once again it's not going to go anywhere until once again you press that button. Now to fire this, you're going to have to take the bolt lever and bring it forward, lock it down, and then you'll be able to fire your round. To repeat, again, bring up the bolt lever, pull it back, and then bring it forward once again. So we're going to bring the bolt lever forward, lock it down, and then we can go ahead and fire. This is probably not a smart idea, me firing this in such close proximity to my shooting area, no pun intended, but we can go ahead and line it up. We'll just fire off one of the darts, and you can see how powerful, and let me tell you, brother, they are pretty powerful. So we'll go ahead and line it up. I'm not really even targeting anything, but we'll fire off a dart. And I don't know if you can see it, but it had such ferocity in the shot that I actually left a little dent just in my fabric area there. To reload, just bring it up once again, pull it back, bring it forward, lower it down, and we can fire it off again. One thing also to note as well, if I pull this up and I drop this out, there's one of the darts almost wanting to fire. But let's say I have an empty cartridge and I put this back in, I bring this down, it obviously is not going to fire. The one thing I wanted to tell you though is that say you bring this up and you bring it down and you don't fire it, the bolt lever will not draw back. For every time you bring it back and bring it forward, you have to then follow it up with firing the button or firing the trigger. If you don't do that, the bolt lever will not pull back. And I did this initially when I was playing with the gun. I initially pulled it back, put it down, and I forgot all about it. And then when I went to do it again, it wouldn't move. So when you bring it down, if it doesn't move back on you, make sure again you're hitting the trigger to release anything that would be in there. And again, there's nothing really in there because again there's no foam darts inside. It's certainly a very powerful rifle. It's also, again, Walking Dead. It's a little on the bright side. You will not camouflage yourself in the forest if walkers are coming your way, but I don't think walkers really are spotting color. Maybe they do, like a bright neon gun. But these are fun. I do like these. Busby Toys has released, well, we're going to look at 4 different ones of these guns, so in the next series of videos, so certainly stay tuned for that. In the meantime, today's toy spot, we're looking at the new Busby Toys. This was the comic Walking Dead, and we're looking at Andreas' rifle. Stay tuned, guys. Like I said, Spot's going to have a look at the other 3 guns from this collection. Stay tuned for that. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.